Admiral Tahoe Park stood tall in his crisp blue uniform. The bright metal pins on his chest caught the strange purple light of the Galactic Conclave's Grand Hall. Around him, aliens of all shapes and sizes moved about. Some had blue skin, others had 4 arms, and a few even floated instead of walked. Today was important. After 50 years as an observing species, Earth was asking to join the Galactic Conclave as a full member. "Are you ready, Admiral?" asked Director Ju Kim. She wore a simple black suit with Earth's flag pin on her collar. Her face showed no emotion, but her eyes were sharp. "As ready as I'll ever be," Tahoe said. He checked his watch. "It's time." They walked together toward the huge central chamber. The room was shaped like a bowl, with seats rising up on all sides. In the middle was a round platform where speakers stood. The hall could hold 10,000 beings, and today it was full. A tall, thin alien with silver skin and no hair stepped to the center of the room. This was Supreme Counselor Vex of the Atrian Empire, the most powerful leader in the galaxy. "The Conclave recognizes Earth's delegation," Vex said, his voice cool and flat. "You may present your petition." Tahoe walked to the platform. His steps echoed in the sudden quiet. He could feel thousands of alien eyes watching him. "Honorable members of the Galactic Conclave," he began. "For 50 years, Earth has been an observing member of this great alliance. We have learned your ways, traded with your worlds, and followed your laws. Today, we ask to join as full members, with all the rights and duties that come with that honor." A low murmur spread through the crowd. Tahoe continued. "Earth has much to offer the Conclave. Our arts, our sciences, our unique way of looking at the universe. We have." "How amusing," Vex cut in. His voice was like ice. "The human thinks his species has something to offer." Laughter rippled through the chamber. Tahoe felt his face grow hot. "I assure you, Counselor, Earth has made great progress in." "Progress," Vex said with a smirk. "Let me show you something, human." A large screen appeared above the platform. It showed images of Earth, cities, oceans, forests. "A pretty world," Vex said. "But look closer." The images changed to show poverty, pollution, and conflict. "You still fight among yourselves. You still burn fossil fuels. Your ships can barely reach your own moon without our help." Vex's voice grew louder. "You are primitives barely out of your evolutionary cradle." The chamber erupted in laughter. Some aliens pointed at Tahoe. Others whispered to each other. Director Kim's face remained calm, but her hands were tight fists at her sides. "The Atrian Empire was exploring the stars when your ancestors were still living in caves," Vex continued. "The Zorban Collective had already cured all disease when humans were dying of simple infections. And you think you deserve to sit as equals." Tahoe tried to speak, but Vex raised a hand to silence him. "The petition from Earth is denied," Vex announced. "Perhaps in another 100 years you may try again, if you've learned to behave like a real civilization by then." More laughter filled the room. Tahoe stood frozen, humiliation burning through him. In the crowd, other alien delegates nodded in agreement with Vex. Only a few looked uncomfortable with the harsh treatment. "This meeting is over," Vex said. He turned his back on Tahoe and walked away. Director Kim joined Tahoe on the platform. "Let's go, Admiral," she said quietly. As they left the chamber, Tahoe noticed her eyes. They were not sad or defeated. They were filled with cold anger. "They will regret this day," she whispered, too low for anyone else to hear. Tahoe nodded once. They would indeed. The ship landing at Seoul Spaceport was met by a large crowd. News of the Galactic Conclave's insult had spread fast. People held signs saying, "Earth United," and "We are not primitives." Admiral Tahoe Park and Director Ju Kim walked down the ship's ramp. Their faces were on screens all over Earth. Everyone had seen the video of how the aliens had laughed at humans. "They looked tired," a reporter said on the news, "but not beaten." In a big room under the spaceport, World leaders waited. The room was simple but secure. No alien tech was allowed inside. "Tell us everything," said the head of the World Council. "Leave nothing out." Tahoe spoke for an hour. He told them how Supreme Counselor Vex had called humans primitives, how the Alien Council had laughed at Earth's achievements, how they were told to come back in 100 years. When he finished, the room was quiet. Then a woman stood up. She was General Hun Kang, head of Earth's Defense Force. Her uniform was simple, but her eyes were sharp. "They think we are weak," she said. "Good." "Good?" someone asked. "How is this good?" "Because they do not know our true strength," General Kang said. "For 30 years, we have shown the aliens only what we wanted them to see." She walked to a screen on the wall and touched it. Images appeared of hidden bases on the Moon, on Mars, and deep under Earth's oceans. "While they thought we were struggling with basic spaceflight, we built this," she said. The screen showed a massive ship hidden inside an asteroid. It was sleek and black, nothing like the bulky ships Earth usually flew. "The Phoenix," General Kang said, "first of our true fleet. We have 10 more almost ready." The room buzzed with surprise. Even Tahoe looked shocked. "How did you keep this secret?" Ju asked. "The aliens watch our public channels. They monitor our official bases, but they are too proud to look closely at what they think are primitive efforts," General Kang explained. "They never noticed our real work." She touched the screen again. Now it showed weapons that looked more advanced than anything the aliens had shown. "I propose we launch Operation Lightning Rod," General Kang said. "We show the galaxy our true face." "That would risk war," someone said. General Kang smiled. "Not if we do it right. I don't want to destroy the aliens. I want to shock them. I want to change how they see Earth forever." The World Council head looked worried. "What exactly do you have in mind?" "First, Admiral Park will go back to the Conclave with a formal protest," General Kang said. "This is normal. They expect it. While all eyes are on him, we strike." "Strike how?" Tahoe asked. "We have placed special devices throughout Atrian space," General Kang said. "Quantum disruptors. With one signal, we can shut down their entire defense grid. Not forever, just long enough to make our point." Ju'u's eyes widened. "You want to embarrass them like they embarrassed us." "Exactly," General Kang said. "And then, when they are scrambling to understand what happened, we reveal our true fleet. We offer them a choice: respect us as equals or face the consequences." The room was silent again. This plan was bold and dangerous. "If we fail," Tahoe said, "they will destroy Earth." "If we do nothing," General Kang replied, "we accept being called primitives for the next 100 years. I say no. I say we show the galaxy who humans really are." One by one, the leaders nodded. "Then it's decided," the World Council head said. "Operation Lightning Rod begins now. May the stars help us all." Deep under the Pacific Ocean, a hidden base stretched for miles. Most people on Earth did not know it existed. The aliens certainly did not. Dr. Minji Lee walked through a large room filled with strange machines. Bright blue light pulsed from the center of each device. Workers in white suits moved around them, checking readings on screens. "How are the quantum disruptors coming along?" Minji asked a tall man working at a control panel. Engineer Sunwoo Choi looked up and smiled. "Better than expected. The tests show they can shut down Atrian systems for 6 hours now, not just 3. Minji nodded, pleased. "Good. We need all the time we can get." A door opened at the far end of the room. General Hyun Kang walked in with Admiral Tahoe Park and Director Ju Kim. "Welcome to Deepwater Base," Minji said. "I wish you were visiting under better circumstances." "So this is where the magic happens," Tahoe said, looking around with wide eyes. "I had no idea it was so big." 20,000 people work here, Minji explained, "all sworn to secrecy. Even their families think they work for ocean research. Juwu pointed to the glowing machines. These are the quantum disruptors. Yes, the small ones. Anyway, Sunwoo said, we've already placed 30 larger units throughout Atrian space. They look like normal space junk or broken satellites. The Atrians never look twice at them. General Kang smiled. Show them the ships. Minji led the group to a huge elevator. They went down for a full minute before the doors opened again. They stepped out onto a walkway high above an enormous underwater hangar. Below them, 10 sleek black ships floated in the water. They were unlike any ships Earth had shown to the aliens. No bulky engines, no visible weapons. They looked smooth and deadly, like sharks. The true fleet, Minji said proudly. Faster than anything the Atrians have, armed with weapons they don't know we understand. How? Tahoe asked. How did we build all this without them knowing? They gave us some technology as gifts, Sunwoo explained. They thought we would just copy it, but we took it apart. We learned how it worked. Then we made it better. Minji nodded. They think humans just use things. They don't realize we learn from them. And the quantum disruptors? Juwu asked. How do they work? Simple idea. Complex science, Minji said. Atrian technology uses quantum fields for everything. Ships, weapons, communications. Our disruptors create a small bubble where those fields can't work. Like turning off their power, Sunwoo added. But only for our chosen targets. Our technology won't be affected. General Kang turned to Tahoe and Juwu. Now you see why I'm confident. We can shut down their systems, show our true fleet, and force them to take us seriously. When do we start? Tahoe asked. You go back to the conclave in 3 days, General Kang said, with an official protest that will get everyone's attention. While you're speaking, we activate the disruptors. Juwu looked at the ships below. And if they refuse to listen? If they try to fight? Minji and Sunwoo exchanged a look. Show them, General Kang said quietly. Minji led them to another room. In the center was a small device that glowed with white light. This is the sunburst, Minji said. One shot can disable an entire Atrian battle fleet. Not destroy. We don't want war, but they won't be able to fight. We have 10, Sunwoo added. We hope we never need to use them. The room was quiet. Everyone felt the weight of what was coming. 3 days, Tahoe finally said. 3 days until we change humanity's place in the galaxy forever. General Kang nodded. 3 days until the galaxy learns that humans are not to be insulted. Commander Do-Yun Ryu had never seen the war room so full. 20 top officers sat around a large round table. Screens on the walls showed maps of Atrian space and the location of the Galactic Conclave. General Hyun Kang stood at the head of the table. Behind her was a large screen showing a timeline. Operation Lightning Rod begins in 48 hours, she said. We have one chance to get this right. She touched the screen, and a picture of a man appeared. Admiral Park will deliver our formal protest to the Conclave. This is expected. The aliens will be watching him, not us. Next, she showed a woman's face. While all eyes are on Admiral Park, Director Kim will send the signal to activate our quantum disruptors. This will disable Atrian defenses across their space. Commander Ryu raised his hand. How long will their systems be down? 6 hours, General Kang answered. More than enough time. She touched the screen again. Now it showed a team of soldiers in black uniforms. Commander Ryu, you and Lieutenant Eun Ji-yoon will lead Alpha Team. Your job is to enter the Atrian defense station near the Conclave. Take control of their main communications array. Ryu looked across the table at Lieutenant Yoon. She was young, but had the best tech skills in the fleet. Her face showed no emotion, but she gave him a small nod. What resistance should we expect? Ryu asked. Minimal, General Kang said. When the disruptors activate, most of their security systems will fail. They have very few guards using physical weapons. They rely too much on technology. Next, General Kang showed a map of key Atrian planets. Beta Team will secure these locations. Remember, we are not there to fight or destroy. We want to show strength, not start a war. Lieutenant Yoon spoke up. What if they don't back down? What if they see this as an act of war? The room went quiet. It was the question everyone was thinking. General Kang's face was serious. Then we are prepared to defend Earth. But I believe they are practical beings. When they see our true power, they will choose talk over war. She turned off the screen. Any more questions? A young officer raised his hand. Why now? We've hidden our strength for 30 years. Why risk everything because of one insult? General Kang looked at him for a long moment. It's not just about the insult, she said. It's about our future. As long as the galaxy sees us as primitives, they will treat us as primitives. They will take our resources. They will limit our growth. They will decide our fate. She looked around the room. I say humans decide human fate. I say we take our rightful place among the stars. Not in 100 years. Now. The room filled with nods and murmurs of agreement. Prepare your teams, General Kang said. Dismissed. As people left, Commander Ryu approached Lieutenant Yoon. Ready for this? He asked. Yoon checked something on her tablet. I've been ready my whole life. My parents were on the first ship the Atrians shot down. They claimed it was an accident. Ryu hadn't known this. I'm sorry. Don't be, Yoon said. Her eyes were hard. Just help me show them who humans really are. In another room, Dr. Minji Lee and engineer Sunwoo Choi made final adjustments to the quantum disruptor controls. Will it work? Sunwoo asked quietly. Minji looked at the glowing screens. It has to. For all of us. Across Earth, the true fleet prepared in secret. Soon, the galaxy would learn that humanity was not to be underestimated. The Atrian Defense Station hung in space like a giant metal star. Lights blinked along its 5 points. Atrian ships came and went, their crews never noticing the small Earth shuttle that approached. Inside the shuttle, Commander Do-hyun Ryu checked his team's gear one last time. 6 soldiers in what looked like simple maintenance uniforms. Their real weapons were hidden in toolboxes. Remember, Ryu said, we look like the repair crew they requested. Act normal until the signal comes. Lieutenant Yoon Ji-hyun sat beside him, her fingers moving quickly over a small computer. Their security codes are changing every 30 seconds. But I have the pattern now. The shuttle's comm system crackled. Earth maintenance shuttle, state your purpose, an Atrian voice said. Ryu spoke clearly. Scheduled repair work on Level 3 cooling systems, code 8721B. There was a pause. Ryu held his breath. Confirmed. Dock at Bay 12, the Atrian said. The shuttle glided toward the station. Through the window, Ryu could see how massive it was. This station controlled all Atrian defenses in this sector of space. 1 hour until Admiral Park begins his speech, Yoon said quietly. 1 hour until we change history. The shuttle docked with a soft thud. The team gathered their tools and stepped through the airlock. 2 Atrian guards stood waiting. They were tall with silver skin and 3 eyes. Your work permits, one guard said, holding out a scanner. Ryu handed over a chip. The guard scanned it and nodded. Level 3 is that way, the guard said, pointing. Stay in the mark areas only. Of course, Ryu said with a small bow. We know the rules. The team walked through the station's wide corridors. Other aliens moved past them, barely glancing at what they thought were simple human workers. This is almost too easy, one team member whispered. Don't get cocky, Ryu warned. The hard part comes later. They reached Level 3 and found the cooling system room. Once inside, Yoon locked the door and took out her real computer. I need 15 minutes to access their network, she said. You have 10, Ryu replied. We need to reach the central command by the time the disruptors activate. While Yoon worked, the others prepared their real equipment. Small devices that looked like basic tools, but were actually advanced tech that could bypass Atrian systems. "I'm in," Yoon said after 9 minutes. "I have the layout of the whole station and the patrol schedules." Ryu looked at the map on her screen. "Good. Now we move to Phase 2. The team split into 3 groups. 2 soldiers stay to actually fix the cooling system as cover. Ryu, Yoon, and the others headed deeper into the station. Using Yoon's stolen codes, they passed through security doors that should have been off-limits. When they encountered Atrians, they nodded respectfully and continued on their way. 10 minutes until Admiral Park begins speaking, Yoon said, checking her watch. They reached a maintenance shaft that led to the central command level. One by one, they climbed up. The shaft was tight and dark, but it was unguarded. 5 minutes, Yoon whispered as they reached the top. The central command level was busier. Atrian officers moved between rooms, checking displays and giving orders. Ryu and his team had to move carefully to avoid attention. There, Ryu pointed to a door marked with Atrian symbols. "That's the main communication hub. Once inside, we can control all messages in and out of the station." 2 minutes, Yoon said. They waited for a group of Atrian officers to pass. Then they moved quickly to the door. Yoon placed her palm against the lock. The small device on her wrist sent the right code. The door slid open. Inside, 3 Atrians looked up in surprise. "Maintenance," Ryu said calmly. "We need to check the communication array." One Atrian stood. "I didn't authorize." The signal came. Across Atrian space, the hidden quantum disruptors activated. Throughout the station, lights flickered. Screens went dark. The Atrians' personal devices stopped working. "Now," Ryu ordered. His team moved fast. They stunned the 3 Atrians before they could call for help. Yoon ran to the main console and connected her computer. "I have control," she said. "All Atrian communications in this sector go through us now." Ryu smiled. "Send the message. Let Earth know the first strike is complete." The Galactic Conclave was in full session again. The huge hall was filled with aliens from all worlds. Supreme Counselor Vex sat in his tall chair at the center, looking bored. "The Conclave recognizes Admiral Tahoe Park of Earth," Vex said, his voice cold. Tahoe walked to the speaking platform. He wore his best uniform with all his medals. He stood tall and proud. "Honored members of the Conclave," he began, "I come before you with a formal protest. The treatment of Earth at the last meeting was unacceptable. We were insulted and—" "Is this why you called an emergency session?" Vex cut in. "To complain about hurt feelings." Some aliens laughed. Others looked uncomfortable. "Earth was called primitive," Tahoe continued, his voice steady. "Our achievements were dismissed. Our people were mocked. This is not how members of the Conclave should behave." Vex waved his hand dismissively. "Your protest is noted. Is there anything else, or can we move on to important matters?" In the back of the hall, Director Ju Kim watched quietly. She touched a small device in her pocket and pressed a button. Thousands of light years away, Commander Ryu received the signal. "It's time," he told Lieutenant Yoon. Yoon nodded and typed commands into her computer. "Sending now." Across Atrian space, the quantum disruptors activated fully. Every Atrian ship, station, and defense system suddenly went dark. In the conclave hall, the lights flickered. The Atrians' personal devices stopped working. Screens showing data went blank. "What is happening?" Vex demanded, standing up. His own control panel was dead. Other aliens began talking loudly, some in fear, some in anger. Only the Earth delegation remained calm. Then, on every screen in the hall, on every Atrian ship, on every planet in Atrian space, the same message appeared. From D primitives of Earth, with Ori JRDs. Vex's 3 eyes widened in shock. He turned to Tahoe. "What have you done?" Before Tahoe could answer, the huge doors of the conclave hall opened. Director Kim walked in, followed by General Hyun Kang and 20 human soldiers in black uniforms. Supreme Counselor, Ju said, her voice carrying through the now silent hall. Earth would like to continue our discussion about membership. This is an outrage, Vex shouted. You have attacked Atrian systems. This is an act of war. Not an attack, General Kang said calmly. A demonstration. On the main screen of the hall, new images appeared. They showed Earth's true fleet moving into position throughout Atrian space. The sleek black ships were nothing like the simple vessels the aliens had seen before. What are those? An alien counselor asked, voice shaking. Earth's real fleet, Tahoe said. The ships we never showed you. Impossible, Vex said. Humans don't have this technology. Juwoo smiled. You assumed we didn't. You never bothered to look closely enough. Outside the conclave station, a massive black ship appeared. It was Earth's flagship, the Phoenix. It dwarfed the alien ships nearby. Inside the hall, General Kang stepped forward. For 30 years, you have treated humans as children. You have given us scraps of technology, thinking we would never understand it. You have limited our growth. You have decided our place in the galaxy. She paused, looking around the room at the shocked alien faces. That ends today. Vex's silver skin had turned pale. What do you want? Simple things, Ju said. Full membership in the conclave, equal trading rights, and an apology for calling us primitives. And if we refuse? Vex asked, trying to sound brave. On the screen, more Earth ships appeared near key Atrian worlds. We would rather not discuss that option, Tahoe said quietly. Let's just say your systems will remain offline until we reach an agreement. The conclave hall was silent. The balance of power had shifted in a single moment. You have 1 hour to decide, General Kang said. We are patient people, but we have waited long enough for respect. Panic spread through the galactic conclave. Aliens rushed about, trying to contact their worlds. None of their devices worked. Some shouted at each other. Others stared at the screens showing Earth's ships in shock. In the center of the chaos, Supreme Counselor Vex stood frozen. His 3 eyes kept moving between Admiral Park, Director Kim, and the images of Earth's true fleet. 1 hour is not enough time to consider such demands, Vex finally said. General Kang smiled. Then let us show you more reasons to decide quickly. She nodded to Director Kim, who touched her device again. On the main screen, a new image appeared. It showed Engineer Sun Woo Choi standing in a control room on Earth. Ready for the next demonstration, General? Sun Woo asked. Proceed, General Kang replied. The screen split to show Earth itself. Suddenly, a shimmering field appeared around the planet. It glowed blue for a moment, then became almost invisible. What is that? An alien counselor asked. A planetary shield. Admiral Park explained. Something you thought was centuries beyond our ability. Vex stepped forward. Impossible. No species has developed a full planetary shield. The energy requirements alone would be impossible without quantum-fold technology. Director Kim finished for him. The same technology you use in your ships. The technology you thought we couldn't understand. The room went quiet. Now, the next demonstration, General Kang said. On the screen, Dr. Minji Lee appeared beside Engineer Choi. The sunburst is ready, she said. The view changed to show a small Atrian patrol fleet near one of their moons. These ships still have backup power, Admiral Park explained. They can move and fight, or at least, they think they can. A small black Earth ship approached the Atrian patrol. The patrol ships turned toward it, weapons ready. From the Earth ship, a pulse of white light shot out. When it touched the first Atrian ship, it spread to all of them in seconds. The Atrian ships didn't explode or break apart. They simply went completely dark and began to drift. What did you do to them? Vex demanded. The crews are fine, Director Kim said. The ships are undamaged, but they won't work again until we allow it. General Kang stepped closer to Vex. This is not about destruction. This is about recognition. On the screen, more images appeared. They showed Earth forces taking control of Atrian defense stations throughout their space. Commander Ryu and Lieutenant Yoon could be seen directing operations at the main station. Everywhere in Atrian territory, your defenses are now under our control, General Kang said. We could have done this at any time in the last 5 years. But we waited. We watched. We hoped for respect without having to demand it. Vex sank back into his chair. Why reveal yourselves now? Over a simple insult. Admiral Park shook his head. Not just an insult. You would have kept us as second-class members for 100 years. You would have taken our resources while giving us scraps of technology. You would have decided Earth's future. And that, Director Kim added, is something humans will never accept. The other alien counselors were talking among themselves now. Many looked at the humans with new eyes, not with fear, but with growing respect. 45 minutes remain, General Kang said. I suggest you use them wisely. Vex stood up again. His voice was different now, less proud. Perhaps we can discuss your terms immediately. There is no need to wait. Director Kim nodded. That would be wise. As the council began to gather, Admiral Park looked out at the stars through the huge windows of the hall. Somewhere out there, Earth waited for news. Today, everything would change for humanity. Today, the galaxy would learn that humans were not to be underestimated. Today, Earth would take its rightful place among the stars. The conclave's private meeting room was quiet. Around a large round table sat the 7 members of the High Council, including Supreme Counselor Vex. Across from them were Admiral Taho Park, Director Ju Kim, and General Gun Kang. Let us be clear about what has happened, Vex said. His voice was no longer proud. Earth has taken control of Atrian defenses. You have shown weapons we did not know you had. That is correct, General Kang said. The female counselor with blue skin leaned forward. How long have you had these capabilities? We began serious development 25 years ago, Director Kim answered, when we realized the conclave was not going to treat us as equals. Another counselor, who looked like a large insect, made a clicking sound. You deceived us. We protected ourselves, Admiral Park corrected. There is a difference. Vex put his hands flat on the table. What are your demands? Precisely. Director Kim took out a small device and placed it on the table. A hologram appeared, showing a list. First, Earth will be given full membership in the conclave, effective immediately, she said. That can be arranged, Vex said quickly. Second, all trade restrictions on Earth will be lifted. We will have the same rights as any other full member. The blue counselor nodded. Also acceptable. Third, Director Kim continued, a formal apology will be made to Earth for the insult at the previous meeting. Vex's 3 eyes narrowed. An apology? That is a matter of pride. Yes, General Kang said, just as it was a matter of pride when you called us primitives. The room was quiet for a moment. Is that all? Vex asked. No, Director Kim said. Fourth, the conclave will acknowledge that Earth has the right to develop any technology it chooses without oversight. This caused a stir among the counselors. The insect-like one clicked rapidly. That is dangerous. All members submit to technology controls for the safety of all. That rule has been selectively enforced, Admiral Park said. The Atrians have developed many technologies in secret, so have the Zibari and the Vorel. Only smaller worlds are truly controlled. The counselors looked at each other. They knew this was true. Furthermore, Director Kim added, we know that certain conclave members have been taking Earth resources without fair payment. That will stop immediately. Vex stood up suddenly. These demands go too far. You threaten us with your ships and weapons, and expect us to simply give in. General Kang remained seated. Her voice was calm. You should know, Supreme Counselor, that we have placed quantum disruptors throughout the territory of every major power in the Conclave, not just the Atrians. The room went completely silent. If necessary, General Kang continued, we can disable the technology of every major world in the galaxy for long enough to ensure Earth's safety. That would be an act of war against the entire Conclave, the Blue Counselor said. It would, Admiral Park agreed, which is why we hope to resolve this peacefully. Director Kim looked directly at Vex. All we ask is the same respect you give each other. Is that truly so difficult? Vex slowly sat back down. The anger in his face was fading, replaced by something like respect. You played a long game, he said quietly, making us think you were simple and harmless while building your strength. Very clever. We learned from watching you, Director Kim replied. Vex looked at the other counselors. One by one, they nodded. Very well, Vex said. Earth will have full membership. Trade restrictions will be lifted. Technology development will be your own affair. And the apology? General Kang asked. Vex's face tightened, but he nodded. I will make a formal apology before the full conclave. Admiral Park smiled for the first time. Then we have an agreement. There is one more thing, Director Kim said. We want the truth about Flight 437. Vex looked confused. What is Flight 437? An Earth ship shot down by Atrian forces 12 years ago. You claimed it was an accident. Vex glanced at the other counselors. I don't know about this. Lieutenant Yoon's parents were on that ship, General Kang said. She deserves to know the truth. Vex was quiet for a moment. I will investigate personally. If there was wrong done, it will be made right. Thank you, Director Kim said. Now let's prepare to address the conclave. 3 months had passed since the day Earth changed its place in the galaxy. The Galactic Conclave's Grand Hall was filled again, but the mood was very different now. Earth flags hummed beside those of other major powers. Human guards stood at the doors alongside aliens, and at the front of the hall, a new seat had been added to the High Council table. Director Ju Kim, now Earth's ambassador to the Conclave, sat in that new seat. She wore a formal black suit with gold trim. On her collar was a small pin showing Earth. The Conclave will now begin the formal ceremony, announced the blue-skinned counselor. Supreme Counselor Vex stood. He looked older now, less proud than before. He walked to the center platform where, 3 months ago, he had called humans primitives. Today, we officially welcome Earth as a full senior member of the Galactic Conclave, Vex said, his voice carried through the hall. Earth has proven itself to be an advanced and capable civilization. In the audience, Admiral Tahoe Park sat with General Tun Kang. They exchanged small smiles. Over the past 3 months, Earth has established embassies on 20 major worlds. Vex continued. Human technology has been shared with several conclave members. Trade has increased by 300%. On a screen behind Vex, images showed new human embassies across the galaxy. One image showed Commander Do-Yeon Ryu and Lieutenant Yoon Ji-yoon standing with Atrian military leaders, now as partners rather than enemies. Furthermore, Vex said, I must fulfill a promise made during our negotiations. The hall went quiet. Everyone knew what was coming. On behalf of the Atrian Empire and the High Council, I formally apologize for the disrespect shown to Earth and its people. We were wrong to judge humans as primitive. We were wrong to dismiss your achievements. We were wrong to deny you your rightful place among us. Vex bowed low, something he had never done before in public. Ambassador Kim nodded in acceptance. Lastly, Vex said, I must address a personal matter. He turned toward the section where Lieutenant Yoon sat. The investigation into Flight 437 is complete. It was not an accident, as we claimed. It was a deliberate attack ordered by a military commander who feared human expansion. That commander has been removed from service and will face justice. Yoon's face showed no emotion, but she gave a small nod. The families of those lost will receive full compensation, Vex concluded. It cannot bring back those who died, but it is the best we can offer now. With the formal business complete, Ambassador Kim rose to speak. Thank you, Supreme Counselor, she said. Earth accepts your apology and welcomes this new chapter in our relationship with the galaxy. She looked around at the assembled aliens. Many have asked if humans are angry about how we were treated. The answer is yes, we were, but we do not hold grudges forever. We prefer to look forward, not back. Kim smiled. Besides, we have much work to do together. There are stars to explore, planets to save, and knowledge to share. Earth is ready to be a full partner in that great work. After the ceremony, Admiral Park, General Kang, and Ambassador Kim stood together on a balcony overlooking the massive space station. Did you ever think we'd see this day? Tahoe asked. I knew we would, General Kang said. Humans never stay down for long. Ambassador Kim looked out at the stars. The quantum disruptors have all been deactivated now, she said. We no longer need them. Are you sure that's wise? General Kang asked. Kim nodded. Trust must start somewhere, but rest assured, we have other protections in place. Earth will never be vulnerable again. Admiral Park smiled. What happens now? Now, Ambassador Kim said, we take our place among the stars. Not as conquerors, not as servants, but as equals. The galaxy insulted Earth once. They won't make that mistake again. In the distance, Earth's ships patrolled alongside Atrian vessels. Former enemies, now working together. It was a new beginning for humanity, one they had earned through cleverness, patience, and the courage to stand up when it mattered most. Earth had been insulted. Earth's revenge had been swift. And now, Earth's future among the stars was secure.